Okay, we're back. Sorry, I think the last stream died, and I didn't realize I thought I'm still streaming, so I already done something. I already done the Hello World and Hello Cargo, which is fun. I really like it. Sorry about that. I skipped ahead with everybody else. But that is not a very interesting part. I can recap what we have learned. So I've learned that you can use Rust C to compile the code, and then you have something that is executable. So in Windows it's main.exe, but I'm not. I'm using Mac, so it's just main, and then you can run it. It will print something. It just print hello world. Exclamation mark means that it's macro, so we would learn about it later. And yeah, so that's what this is. And then cargo is very cool. You can use cargo new to create a whole new structure like this one. So we've got everything here. It also create a Git repository. So the default is Git, but you can use this VCS options to change it to something else if you prefer another thing. We also learn a little bit about edition, so it's kind of like a major release. It's kind of new every 2 or 3 years. So I'm expecting a new one coming soon. Yay! But otherwise, Rust will have a 6-week release cycle to do minor changes and stuff. So it's okay. It's just the additions try to help Cargo to decide which one to use. And then yeah, so this is a cargo.toml generated by Cargo, of course. It will tell you what the information about your packages and what dependencies that you need. Yeah, so then there are different commands you could use. The recap is here. So cargo new create a new project. Cargo build will build the project, and then will create some executables. The default is debug mode, which doesn't optimize your code, but it's very quick to build a new one. So you can use it to test if your code work. And then if you are lazy, you don't want to build and then run the executable separately, you can use cargo run, so it will build and run at the same time. And then you can use cargo check to just check the code. It won't create new executable, just check whether it compiles. And last thing is that you can use cargo build release to build a optimized version. So I think it's documented somewhere. I forgot where I read it. Yeah, cargo build release. So it will optimize your build. So it will take longer to build, but then it will execute very fast. It's used when you are ready to release your program, whatever. So yeah, so that's what we learned so far. I'm going to go ahead a little bit. I'm not like ending it anytime soon, so let's move on to chapter 2. So chapter 2, I hope the internet is being friendly with me. Like, I don't know, I just talk with my partner, and like we said that yeah, the internet's very bad recently. Don't know why. Anyway, maybe it's the heat. We are very hot here in London. Anyway, so yeah, we have this new thing. Okay, hands-on project. Oh, I love hands-on project. This chapter introduces you to a few commands, a common Rust concept. Let and match. Ooh, it just practice fundamentals. So it's a guessing game. So let's build a game. Woohoo! Okay, random integer between 1 and 100, and then oh yeah, it's like up higher or lower, right? Like we have all played the game, right? Guess a number, and then no higher, no number, lower. So we use cargo to create a new project like we did before. So let's go back to our terminal here. Hello. Okay, clear this up and then go back out. Yeah, I put everything in Learn Rust, by the way. So let's do cargo new guessing game. Okay, now we have a guessing game, so let's go there. And then if we have a look here, so let's collapse this one. The guessing game is here. And then yep, let's check our cargo.toml. We have guessing game. Yes, okay, cool. So yeah, so we have a hello world thing in the main RS, but we probably want to replace it. It's in source. All the codes are in source. So let's replace it. Oh, okay, so you can run it first. Okay, just to check if it works, I guess. Okay. Toggle run, just to recap what we have learned. Yes, okay, hello world. But now we want to write a game, so should I just copy it? Yeah, I'll just copy it and paste it, and because again I'm just learning how Rust works, so I'm going to skip some time by copy and pasting. So we use standard IO here, I think. So there, colon, and then semicolon at the end, of course. Don't forget about that. So we print, guess the number, please input your guess, and then so this is mutable, right? Yeah, mutable. So guess is mutable. So we will change the value of guess in the future. So it's not a, yeah, I remember when I was learning C, there's like variable and another thing, I forgot, like, it's constant. Yes, the constant. So it's a so it's not a constant, it's mutable. You can change it. So it's a string new, so IO standard, so it's in the IO package, I guess. So standard input dot read line n% because it's a reference. Okay, so let the book explain it to us rather than me randomly guessing what's going on. So okay, explain. This code contains a lot of information. Yes, I know. So bring the IO input. I'm so excited. Input output library. So IO library comes from the standard library. So it's input IO library from the standard library. That's why standard colon IO there. Items. We can check what's inside. Let's have a peek. Whoa, prelude. There's quite a lot of them here. All of these are standard library. Okay, cool. Let's not get distracted. A type you want to use that is in the prelude. You have to bring that type into the scope with a use statement. That's new. We already have a number of useful features. Okay, but I hope we'll learn about the use statement later. So we also have the main function. And so fn declare a new function, and of course this is main, and then parameters, and then space, and then open curly bracket, and then standard print line macro. So two of them, and then yes, this is the interesting bit. Let is create a variable. So let apples, but immutable. Yes, so if it doesn't have mute, it's immutable. Yeah, so you can give it a value 5, but then you can change it after. Yeah, they were explaining in chapter 3, so let's move on. So / is the comment, so it's like the hash in the Python. So we introduce a variable guess, and the equal sign will bind something to the variable, and string new turns a new instance of a string, so it will create a new string. The string is the class, so we create a new instance of it. String is the type provided by a standard library that is growable. UTF-8 colon new is associated function. So what's inside string? Okay, so the function is function that is implemented on the type. A string is new function, create a new empty string, find new function, many type. It's a common name, so yeah. So new is a function, that's why we need this bracket, I guess. Now we have new string. That's what it is. Receive the user input. So IO. So we use the stand. So this is the associated function in IO, I guess. Because that we used input function. So use. I misread it. So use is actually like import. So because it's in the standard library, it's not. So what's that thing? Yeah, so it said that we have to add that in the scope by using the use statement. So yeah, it's like import in Python. So yeah, now we can use the IO standard input first line of the program. Now we can use IO module, and we can read line. Okay, so you put the read line. Yeah, so if we have an import, then we would have a problem using it. We could still use the function of writing. So if we haven't used import, then like it kind of let us use IO. So it's like from standard live std import IO, so that like you could use IO. So like it's like use here, but otherwise we have to write the whole name. You still use the function of writing its instance, which is the type represent handle. Interesting. Maybe we can mess around with it later, but let's read the whole thing first. Call the read line. Yep, passing the end mute. Append that into a string without overwriting. Oh, so read line with append, so it won't overwrite anything. As an argument, need to be mutable. And in the case there is a reference, which gives you a way to let whatever part of your code access one piece of data without needing to copy that data into memory multiple times. Complex feature. Rust feature advantage: how safe and easy to use reference. You don't need to know a lot of details to finish this program. Okay, never mind. Like variables, reference are mutable by default, rather than NGS to make it mutable. Okay, so they will explain more in chapter 4. Yeah, but this NGS is looks more familiar if you're writing C and things like that, but I guess in Rust is using this mute guess. Okay.